what's up? This is H.E.R, and you know I got soul.
Alright, you know I got soul here with H.E.R,
Hey.
one of the new artists that everyone is excited about. Now, as I was just mentioning off the air that, you know, I was introduced to you, I was trying to think when I was introduced to you. I thought it was maybe the Instagram thing that was going on when everyone was posting the album cover, but it was actually your friend and producer Camper. He had told me probably a couple of days before Volume 1 dropped that he told me to watch out because something was about to happen. And then all of a sudden, Volume 1 drops. But I guess just to take it a little bit back, talk about the birth of H.E.R. Like, how did that all come together for you?
I guess it's been really a process, you know, throughout the past, like, even 5 years of my life, you know. Kind of just stuff that I went through, being able to be in the studio for so long and developing as an artist, but also going through these things, coming into the studio and talking about them with my producer, even Camper, and this other guy, Swag. It just kind of organically turned into this dark period, you know, and I wanted to really express that in music and be low-key about it.
Right.
But, you know, it ended up turning into something else,
right.
Which I'm so grateful for. But yeah, it just was something I was going through and ended up translating.
You spoke about Camper and you guys working together. I guess talk about the creative process between you guys because he's one of the top R&B producers in the game right now.
Absolutely.
But your sound with him is very distinctive from everything else that he does on his own. So
Absolutely.
Just talk about the give or take with him.
Yeah, well, Camper came and I had one song for Volume 2 written on keys, and he was like, oh, well, you know, I have a dope idea for it, you know, as far as the track, and he came in and made the track, and the song came together. Really awesome. But yeah, it's really organic, really. You know, we're in the studio and we're talking and we're vibing. He's on keys sometimes I'm on keys, but yeah, we just vibe together and see what happens.
Cool. And I think it's really cool because your sound, it's sort of a fusion between what's in right now as well as the classic stuff.
Absolutely.
How does that work? Because I think a lot of people, they can't really, you either like the new stuff or the old stuff, but you were able to bring it both together. How were you able to do that?
Well, I feel like that was intentional, you know, like that was definitely intentional because I'm such a lover of old school music, like 90s R&B and even 70s, you know, I'm a huge Prince, Stevie Wonder fan, and they write amazing love songs, you know, and they're so in touch with how they feel, and that's always what I've wanted to do, you know, is write amazing songs that people could relate to, and I think that's so important. But yeah, I mean, it has a lot to do with the production and listening to current stuff. You know, I'm a huge fan of like Bryson Tiller and Jhené Aiko and Miguel, so those influences, you know, mixed with my background and listening to the old school artists kind of just meshed together, you know, and I had the right people around me to bring it all together in a cohesive project.
Right. And I think it's very interesting. Of course, you're going to have the younger fans that like your music. You're a younger artist, but I know a lot of older artists, Urban AC, they love your music as well. Yeah. Was that intentional, or did that just happen?
Not at all. Honestly, yeah. I didn't expect it at all. And I appreciated that. You know, I feel like people call me like an old soul or whatever, and it's just showing, you know, through the music that older women can relate. You know, it's amazing.
Right. And in terms of vocally, I hear a lot of different influences from you. I mean, I hear Alicia Keys, I hear Brandy, but the one that kind of struck up on me on stage today was Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh, I
kind of heard
Sullivan.
Kind of heard that from you. So just, I guess, talk about these influences and the importance of them to you in your career right now.
Yeah, my manager Jeff Robinson, he actually managed Alicia Keys and managed Brandy, and those were like my big sisters growing up too. So even on a personal level, looking up to them. I've always loved Jasmine Sullivan and great vocalists. My two background singers, they're gospel singers, AJ and Malik, and I've looked up to them my whole entire life. So I've been a fan of great singers my entire life.
Right. So Volume 1 comes out. Slow process, but eventually it just takes off, and here you are now. I guess in terms of the timeline in your mind, did Volume 1 go as fast as you expected, as slow, or?
Honestly, it went a lot faster than I expected. I didn't really expect much. You know, I just created music and just wanted people to organically grow with it, love it, hate it, whatever. You know, it was mostly for me, and yeah, I just didn't expect all the attention that it got. It happened really, really quickly, and I think it's still surreal to me. So I can't even tell you how I'm feeling about it because I still am like in shock. But yeah, I'm just grateful, honestly.
Right. And it's really cool because individually the songs on Volume 1, they're all great, but I think it's collectively sequenced in the way that it was. That's what makes it such an amazing project. And Losing, that was the one that started it off for you.
Yeah.
Was that intentional to start off with that one? Because that's the one that everyone seems to immediately grab onto.
Right, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. This is probably maybe the most personal one, you know, and I felt like it was the driving song and needed to be first.
Right. And for me, Facts was the one that got me, but Focus is the one that keeps me coming back. I know a lot of people love that song. So talk about the creation of Focus.
Yeah, I guess I was just going through something and it needed to be said. But I just knew that the females were going to really, really, really mess with that song and relate to it.
Yeah.
But even just the tempo and the vibe, I think you can, relax to it, sip some wine to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, we go into Volume 2, and the way I looked at it was, it could have been better, it could have been worse than Volume 1, but it probably wasn't going to be the same in terms of the feeling, because that was the introduction.
Right.
So what was your approach going into Volume 2?
I'd say optimistic. My approach on Volume 2 is definitely more optimistic about love, about life. It's a lot brighter, more in control, I guess, but still vulnerable.
Yeah, cool. And of course, every kind of way is, I guess it's the continuation of Volume 1, and then you dive into some different sounds. I guess, what were you aiming to do with Volume 2 that was different from Volume 1? You had mentioned the sound was a little brighter, but you still had the sadder songs on there as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess nothing was like super intentional in Volume 2 because I think some artists, when they have a popular project, they kind of try too hard to do something else, and I just needed to zone in and create what I was feeling at the time. Right. So that's when you get your best music. When you don't have expectations and you don't listen to other people saying you should do this and you should do that.
Yeah.
So it's a vibe. I just think that I had to listen to my heart on the second one.
Right. Cool. And as I was getting ready for the show tonight, I was trying to figure out how would the music translate live, because obviously the music is a little moody, it's a little dark.
Right.
But then you went on stage, you were playing the guitar, you were playing the keys, which as fans of you from previous, we knew this was possible. But how important is the live instrumentation in your live performance and just in general?
It's so important. I feel like that might be what separates me from a lot of people, is because I care so much about live instrumentation and the dynamics of the show, and I'm super heavily involved in my show and creating the show as far as like the hits and the transitions from songs. So that's important to me, and it matters. A lot of artists forget that process,
right?
And I think it matters a lot.
Right. Now, in terms of your approach with the music, it's always music first, which is why you've kind of hidden your identity. I talked to Camper about it. I asked him what he thought about this whole approach was, and he was just like, yeah, it's pretty cool. But from your peers and everyone that's kind of known you from beforehand, how are they looking at this approach that you're taking?
At first they didn't get it. At first they said, why would you do that? But I just felt like it's what was necessary and what I really wanted to do, so I could be whoever I wanted to be, and for people to accept and love the music, before trying to get into who I hang out with, what I wear, but really who I am. And I feel like, you can learn and get to know someone with your eyes closed. Right? You should be able to. Yeah. And I feel like that's what the concept is.
Cool. And, lastly, as people start to discover you, more and more people, what do you think is going to be the key to keeping that momentum moving forward?
Just to keep creating, to keep doing what I've been doing, not think too hard about it, and always stay true to myself, honestly, and continue to live life and just create.
Cool. And Volume 1's out, Volume 2's out. What's next for her?
Definitely an album. You can expect an album and my own tour coming up.